One of the greatest coaches of all times just wandered into our building. Just said he was driving past and wandered in. So Kevin Sheedy has got a new book. It's called The Icons of Sport. Are you in it?
No, I'm not, Gary, and nor are you, by the way.
No, I know I wouldn't be. Hey, he's going to join us in the studio out of 8 o'clock, but we're going to speak to another coach now that has taken over the North Melbourne Footy Club. Now, they finished 18th. It was a 4-win, 17-loss, 1-draw record, but I think there's a much better feel about it than that record would suggest. The Roos pulled off a coup. They saw an opportunity. They went after and they've secured Hugh Greenwood, who will be a fantastic addition to this young group as they continue to rebuild. And David Noble joins us on the line. Nodes, welcome.
Thanks, guys. G'day, Tim.
Nice to talk to you on the 16th day of November. You've had a little win yesterday.
Yeah, we had a major win. Very, very excited to get Hugh in the door, mate. He's going to help us enormously with a bit of on-field leadership, some bigger bodies around, stoppages and contested ball. He's got versatility. I know him intimately well as a individual, and he and his family are going to be very welcome at our footy club.
Yeah, well, you can tell us how far back it goes, but it said that, you've been tracking him since back in his Adelaide days and when you're at Brisbane. So just talk us through this when you look at it and they go, I'm not sure who it is. There's a story going that it might have been your good wife who tapped you on the shoulder and said, listen, there's an opportunity here, but you've gone, are you telling me that Hugh Greenwood has been delisted by the Suns and he's a chance to be picked up? I mean, you must have just scratched your head, did you?
Yeah, look, I understand. We're all, as clubs, we all have strategies and, we use those elements now, through list management. But I was about to jump on the plane to come back to Melbourne, and my wife rang and sort of said, you better go and have a look on AFL.com. Hugh's just been delisted. So, so look, one thing led to another. I reached out on Friday. We got our skates on over the weekend, and, we were able to secure him as a delisted free agent.
What's your relationship with him, just before we go on? How far back does it go?
About 2013, I think I flew to New Mexico to meet him when he was still at college with the Lobos, Gaz, and we tracked him, myself and Hamish Ogilvie. Hamish met him in Tassie. He played in the All-Australian under-16 squad down there, and then he jetted off to the States to chase his basketball dream, and so we'd been in constant contact with him at that point in time, secured him at Adelaide, when I went to Brisbane, and look, I'd followed him and stayed in contact with Hugh, and tried to get him to Brisbane. We couldn't really secure a deal there. He ended up at the Gold Coast, and so look, it goes back as far, Gaz, as his granddad, Peter Marquis, who played at Melbourne, played with my dad in Tassie at North Hobart, and Peter played fullback, and my dad, John, played back pocket. So
right.
Our grandparents, my mum and dad and his grandparents were quite close mates. So, we've got a long history with Hugh.
Hey, David, he had agreed to stay at the Suns. So you must have done some pretty fast talking. Was it hard to talk him around?
It was in a lot of ways, Tim, because he's such a loyal, person, and he understood and the concept, I guess, of what Gold Coast were doing. We spoke about where we were going. We spoke about the direction that we wanted to take. We talked about life after footy. Again, I think that's where that intimate knowledge of, knowing that Hugh wants to get into coaching post-playing and being able to help him in that aspiration and that direction. So they've got close friends here. So there was a lot of things that actually worked, I think, in our favour. I don't know that, it was certainly a tough call for them in the end. It was very quick, very fast, but we just felt that there was an opportunity there and we went for it.
Can he and Cunnington play in the same midfield at the same time together? Do you see that? Is that what you're envisaging?
Yeah, absolutely. We've tried to get Ben to play a little bit more balanced this year. We've certainly moved him forward. We know Hugh can play forward. We've moved Jai to the wing from time to time. So we think he's got terrific versatility that can help us with protecting, looking after Phillips, Powell, our young guys, Taron Thomas. We think that he really fits the blend there. And look, he came to footy late. The 29, 30-year-old aspect didn't worry us because he came to footy late. So we think that he's longevity in the game is going to be there.
Would you have any hesitation in putting him straight in the leadership group, knowing what you do know about him?
Well, look, I wouldn't. That'll be up to the players. We have a united process that we go through. The players will have an input into that. The coaching staff will have an input into that as well. So, but I think regardless of whether or not you put him in or not, Tim, I think he's still a leader. He'll still be the same person. He'll still have the same direction. He'll still want to help people in the same manner, whether he has that title or not.
We're taking a quick break from today's episode of SEN Breakfast with a message from Amazon.
Yes, finding that perfect Christmas present for all your loved ones can sometimes feel like a chore, and the holiday season can get pretty expensive.
Yes, Gary, but it doesn't have to be.
No, with free delivery on eligible orders over $39, you can be sure to find the gifts you'll love to give at Amazon.
So get your Christmas on with Amazon and find millions of gifts at great prices.
Head to amazon.com.au and be this year's holiday hero. With David Noble, the coach of the Kangaroos, have had a big win yesterday already. You're going to be calling out the first name in this draft in a few days' time. Will you have any doubt or any query about bidding on Nick Dacos if you think he's the best player in the comp?
You'd probably say not after the last sort of 48 hours, Gaz, wouldn't you?
No. Well, hey, and the North Melbourne supporters, we're reading, as you know, you've been in here with us, we get the feedback. They love this approach that your club's taking, that it's, you've got to have a ruthless intent. And if it's going to make Collingwood pay up, then you make them pay up.
Yeah. Look, I haven't been privy to the strategy. I'll get a briefing around that later. I think I've got a meeting Friday and then early next week. So I guess that'll be up for the guys, Glenn Luff, Scotty Clayton, Brady. We've got a lot of experience in there. So I'm sure those guys have been looking at what those different strategic pieces are with bidding or not bidding.
A lot of young men make mistakes, and that's what all life is about, being young, inexperienced, immature at times. Jaden Stevenson fractured his hip in a bizarre mountain bike prank that went wrong. Where is he at, do you think, with you regarding his professionalism, understanding of what is required of elite athletes?
I was really clear with him, Tim. He's got ground to make up. Wouldn't say that you necessarily broken the trust, but those elements I think of what we're trying to stand for and what we're trying to get our guys to understand is, it's not being a professional 9 months of the year. It's been a professional 12 months of the year and understanding the benefit that we've got. We've only have to have a look at how society down here, particularly in Victoria, has functioned with the difficulties of lockdown and the privilege that we've had to still continue to have our game played. So, yeah, they're probably the strong discussions that I've had with him, is that he's got ground to make up. And look, I'm sure he'll learn from this, and we'll be there to support him and step him through when he gets to that next point in making a decision that hopefully makes a better one next time.
How direct are you? Is he on a last chance?
No, I don't think I don't think we got that pointy. I was pretty firm with him, and I was extremely disappointed. I mean, one, you want to make sure that he's okay, he's safe, and his injury's not going to be long term. But yeah, I can be pretty direct, pretty firm. But I think you can only do that, Tim, as you know, once you've built good relationships with the guys, and spending time to get to know them is really important. They're a young group. We're a generation apart. So being able to spend time and understand and get to know them, I think is really important.
Callum Coleman-Jones, how's he settled in?
Yeah, good. He's back this week, Gaz. So caught up with him in Adelaide. I was lucky enough to be able to fly from Queensland to Adelaide and went to the pub and had a couple of beers with him and shared him dinner. So yeah, he's very much looking forward to getting in and getting to work. So we're really excited to secure that deal. We think it's another great get for our footy club going forward, knowing that we're not sure how many years Goldie's got left, but to bring another one, and we know that Tristan Cherry as well, we're really excited to see how he's going to, take up the challenge, and the two of them the three of them can battle it out for a couple of spots.
He'd wolf down a Palmer or two, wouldn't he, the big fella? Be a fair bill.
Yeah, he was pretty good on the
tooth. Just hand that one back into the club administration. They'll pay it for you. Cherry, you fought really hard to keep him.
Yeah,
You obviously value him.
we do. Yeah, we do. We didn't see, CJ coming in to be a replacement for Tristan at all. We need internal competition, and I explained that to Tristan that the first time that he sort of rang and said, look, there may be an opportunity. And we said, look, we have no problems in you exploring it. We understand, there's a business side of it, so there's a value perspective. But I said, we really want to continue to work with you. We've put 4 years into it. We feel that there's got great growth for you. We played you for 8-9 games this year. We got a really good handle on where we think we can target, improvement. And look, to Tristan's credit, Tim, he hasn't, since that deal didn't go down, he's been virtually into the club on his own bat, probably 3 or 4 times a week. He looks in terrific condition. We've got a really strong relationship, so I've bumped into him a couple of times this week, and he's in terrific condition.
David, we really appreciate your time. Just one final question from me. You draft Jason Horne-Francis. Give us your starting lineup in the midfield for Game 1 of the AFL season.
Oh, gee whiz, Tim. 1, if we go down that path. 2, I'm not sure. It's going to be a bit of a traffic jam in there at the moment.
You got a lot of mids now, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, but we've also got guys in there that can play other areas. So that gives our fans great excitement, to come to our games and watch how it's going to unfold.
I have one more too. You've watched footy for a long, long time. You've got a great eye for talent. Give us someone that you've watched play senior footy who is most like Jason Horne-Francis.
Oh, gee. He's just a bit of a combination, Gaz. There, I think he's got some real. He's got some calmness about him. He's got some physicality.
Is there a bit of young Nathan Buckley about him, like when Buckley was at Port Adelaide?
Yeah. There's a little bit of that. Yeah, absolutely. He's got some. There's a bit of calmness around. Like I've obviously worked with Lachie Neale. There's a bit of that understanding and reading the game and seeing what's unfolding in front of him. So yeah, he's got a lot of combinations. I think in the end, Jason's going to be his own person.
If, of course, you take him, Dave, which we will find out in a week or so. Hey, well done. I say well done. I reckon I'm still just mind-boggling as to how it happened, but well done to you and your footy club, and you've got your North supporters up and about, and that's a great thing. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Great stuff. Thanks, guys.
David Noble there, and I'm sure the Kangaroos would love to take your call for early membership. I reckon you can get your membership now, can't you?
Oh, crikey.
The way the Kangaroo fans have reacted here, then they're in for a big pre-season. So good stuff. Dave here for Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrance this Christmas. The all-new redesigned Kia Sportage medium SUV has been unleashed.